feelings, baby.
Hey guys,
Hello.
we're going to do a question and answer, couples question and answer get to know us video. Katrina's going to lead it and ask the questions. You may hear a little background noise because it's really cold in Texas. I think the low today was 25, which is
I know.
unusual. So we
Yeah.
have space heater running right
Yeah.
now, and I ain't turning that off, so just gonna have to hear the background noise.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're probably going to do this in two parts. There's 10 questions total, so I'll start with the first one. What's our favorite thing to do together at home?
Our favorite thing to do together at home, I would say to watch TV and just hang out.
Yeah, just cuddling on the couch, watching shows or movies, mainly shows.
Mm.
I think just being home in general, like just probably doing stuff in the kitchen together. But yeah, I feel like definitely watching shows and just cuddling on the couch, relaxing is probably
Yeah,
the number
for
one.
sure.
Yeah.
Outside of R-rated things.
Mm-hmm. Wait, outside of what things? I
R-rated?
thought, okay. Next question. How do we handle stress differently?
Oh, how do we handle stress
Do
differently?
you want to answer? Okay, should I answer first?
Sure, honey.
Okay. Well, I think we've already touched on someone's louder than someone else. So
Oh,
someone can be a little bit more than someone else. So I think I handle stress like it might not be the healthiest, I don't know, but mine's is like this. I kind of go more inwards and kind of like retreat a little bit and kind of reflect and all of that stuff. So meditating, listening to music for myself, um, just putting positive thoughts, vibes, and whatever it is and whatever what is happening. Like I always try to just be like, there are people and situations that could be dealing with something more difficult. So I really do ground myself by reminding myself with that and giving myself grace. So that's how I handle it. And like I said, music. I really like when we went hiking last time. I felt like that helped clear my mind also
yeah,
with a lot and just kind of like pushed me to be like more of, what I want the rest of the year onwards to go like. So I felt like that even helped too.
yeah.
I didn't feel stressed, but I just felt like it really put me even in a better space where it's just like, oh, that was like really helpful.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, how do you handle stress?
Um, I stress first. I process later. So, I feel like the way that I handle stress is number one, I have anxiety, so I'm feeling it. Like my heart's racing, my mind is analyzing. The first thing that I do when stress comes up is figure out what I can do to like mitigate that
Hmm.
stress, and then I immediately go into action. Katrina is in more of she needs like time to process it, to think about it. Like it may take her 2 days to have a response to the stress. For me, I respond immediately to stress.
To some things, yeah. And I
Yeah.
feel like, and I think because before I used to feel like I needed to have an immediate response to something. So I felt like it was anxiety, stress driven. So now I'm more aware and it's just like back to what I was saying, like processing it, taking my time. Like there's tons of stuff that I can think about or tons of things going on. And I don't want to be on that wheel of stress and anxiety. So I do have to like, okay, process it, retreat, whether like you said, might take 2 days or something. I don't know. It matters what it is, of course. But I guess I'm just more aware of I don't want stuff to just overwhelm and stress me and have me just like a ball of anxiety like it used to be before. So
Yeah. I feel like it's good to like the way that you are. I wish I could be more like that. But for me, it's like I guess because things always feel very pressing for me. Like when things come up, I feel pressed. Like it feels like it's always on a time crunch. So I never feel like I have time to like sit and process until after like it's resolved or whatever. So I feel like I always feel the pressure of responding and dealing with it immediately.
and again, that's you. And that's what I'm
Right,
saying.
right.
Yeah,
And I
that is
think
something
that
that
like
you have
for
to work
you,
on.
like
Yeah.
I feel like even if it's kind of like something that not per se has a deadline, but something that you kind of like may have a deadline,
Mhm.
like you be more calm about whether or not you even hit that deadline too. Like you're just kind of like, well, it is what it is. If I can get to it in time by the deadline, then great. If
Right,
not, then I'll deal with whatever happens after. For me, it's more like,
right.
yeah,
And again, that's something just learning because 'cause I'll tell her all the time, like, I've worked to get here, like, I used to be stressed, I used to overthink, I used to worry, like, I used to do all of that, and it's just like, at the end of the day, whatever is meant for you is meant for you. It's like, it's not good for your health, it's not good for your mental, like, I've already went through all of that, so now I'm at a point where it's just like, you know, once I let go and let God, trust the process, whatever it is, just I become more aware, and that's something that, just helping you with along the lines as well. And there were
yeah,
times too where you would be very stressed and overwhelmed. I'm like, do you need a massage? Do you need, like, how can I help you? Like
hmm
something to kind of help you just like let go of that. That is also like control in certain areas too. Like you said, you feel like you need to hurry up and get it done, and at the same time,
yeah.
it's like,
Because
do you
I mean,
really?
I think also like it depends on like raising and like atmosphere and like how the situations like you've kind of been in.
Hmm.
I feel like the way that like the cards that you've been dealt and the way that your life has been kind of set up, like it's allowed you to have more time to process things. I feel like maybe it's the rat race of, I mean, her and I talk about this all the time. She's Caribbean. I was raised, born and raised in the States. She was raised in the Caribbean. And I feel like because the Caribbean is more like, it reminds me a lot of New Orleans. New Orleans is like, people visit New Orleans and they think like it's a city. New Orleans is very slow paced. New Orleans feels like another country
Hmm.
in the United States if you live there. And so I feel like you have that let the good times roll and just like be happy and chill and it'll get done when it'll get done type thing, which is more to me, more of like an island mindset. And for me being raised like outside of that mindset, it's more of a I'm in the rat race.
Hmm.
So I got to get this done when it's due. We're dealing with like, credit and all the things that we deal with, like with the government and how things set up with your car, and just like it's so many things to navigate and how they have the systems built here that I don't feel like I have the time. And I feel like because you're more like kind of just lax with it, and I think it's because you lived a lot of your adult life not here. And so, it's like a mixture of that. But I'm so thankful to have Katrina because she's like seeing how she is in response to things kind of trips me out sometimes. So like, how are you so calm? And like, we got to decide because there are like repercussions to not deciding. But even with that, I feel like you're more like open to deal with what would happen if you don't respond by the deadline. When for me, like that kind of freaks me out because then I don't want to have to deal with like what will happen if we like I don't want the possible negatives.
I get that. And back to, like you said, the upbringings, yes, because half of my life was in the Caribbean, half of my life was in the States. And like you said, like I've already been on that, having I guess, the anxiety that unfortunately this society has set up for people where it's like it is very fear based and very anxiety driven. And I um was doing the best I could as an adult. Like like on top of also learning who the heck I am. So not on top of like just surviving, just the bills and, the rent and the car payments and all of that stuff, which I also honestly had to put a lot of stuff in auto pay because it was just like it was too much me trying to handle it on my own. So
Right.
that, as well as like, yeah, just working and being away from family. So like I was going through all the motions of that, and like I get what you're saying. Like, so the anxiety of the due dates and all of that, I went through all that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, though there's no kids, and definitely give grace to those who have kids and then have to deal with even additional stress factors, like, that made me just be like, "You know what? Like, I've done this enough. Like, this is clearly never ending. It's only gonna get worse." So it's like I had to give myself grace where it's just like, "No, like, I've used enough of my time, my energy, like, putting towards these deadlines that are just gonna keep it's gonna keep happening." So, like,
hmm
I had to just learn to be like, "You know what? back to what I was just saying, let go and let God, trust the process because and back to like what's the saying? The attention where energy flows, attention goes, or whatever it is. Like I had to just also keep that in mind too, where it's just like I'm not going to keep being fear based and anxiety driven or whatever because I've spent and wasted a lot of time and energy on that already. So now, like, so you're getting the version of me where it's just like, no, I'm tired of that. I'm not going to keep doing that. And so yes, like I am trying to also get you on board with that, which I understand it because it's like, oh, there's these deadlines, but like that's the point is to get you fear driven. And that's back to where it's just like, you know what, I want that change for us, where it's just like we are in that soft era where we're not worrying about that stuff. It might be there, but it's already handled, or we're just in a completely different versions of ourselves and timelines that's not even bothering us. And I know this is answering this question very long, so
Yeah,
I don't even
no,
know
but I
if
think
this
this
is.
is good because it's good to have these types of conversations, and even for other couples or people who are preparing to, they're single right now and they're just like working on themselves and
Mhm.
they're going to eventually be partnering with somebody too. Like these are conversations that it's important to have with your partner and you're going to have with your partner over and over again, right? Because things are going to come up. And Katrina is a constant reminder to me to try to slow down. I'm not good at that, right? It's not in my personality and also it's not how I was raised. And so that partnered having anxiety matched with ADHD, it's a lot and it's heavy. And like you said, like even with like auto pay,
Mhm.
like I I did auto pay like one time or a couple times like in my 20s. And then I felt like I always had to chase down charges. And now at this age where it's like, having a mortgage and all these things, I'm not comfortable with auto pay because I like to go, for me, it helps to like stay on the finances when I have to physically go in and pay each thing. And I look over every single bill before I pay it, like even down to electric, water, and all this stuff. I want to see what these charges mean, what they're coming from. But that is, I think that I oftentimes do not even think that I'm type A. When I hear people say like refer to me as type A, I'm like, what? I don't think I'm type A because I don't feel like I have it together. Or I'm as organized as type A people are. So it was shocking when people say I'm type A, but then when I talk like I'm talking right now, I'm like, maybe I am type A.
Denial is something else.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
not
because
denial.
out of both of us, back to again, just one of us being more, I guess I won't say aggressive, but stronger than the other. Like I don't know. Yeah,
Assertive.
assertive. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like, and that's the thing too. Like and it was me
Don't forget
alone.
your mic stand, baby. You keep
Oops.
tapping it.
And it was me one for a while. So it's just like that was the thing. I had to just be like, okay, what's gonna work for me? And that's one of the things that I had to do. I was
Hmm.
just like, what, screw it. Because like there was times where next thing you know, I got a message of something's past due or whatever. So I was just like, then I'd start like I don't say freaking out, but I guess in a way freaking out. So that is also I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to just put this stuff on auto pay. You know, as I keep going to work, I'm gonna have this on auto pay. Like unless it got to a point where if my income wasn't coming in, then yes, I would have adjusted that. But I was still working, I was still having money coming in, so like auto pay is much easier for me. So then I can just get that out of the way and focus on other things. But like I said, that's me personally.
Right, right,
I
right.
think before I was in the mindset where it's just like I wanted to keep track of all of this stuff, but then like I said, I had to make a decision where it's just like, you know what, just handle it. I can't be bothered with it. Let me focus on these other things. So I guess
Yeah.
it really is what will work for you kind of thing. So.
Yeah. And honestly, to be honest, I feel like it's so funny how life is. Because I don't want to get off because we are doing the question and answer. But uh, I think, I don't know if we've even asked this or answered this, but I'm just going to say this. I've been married in the past, I'm divorced, and I've never, just from my experiences with dating people and, being in a marriage and dealing with finances, I'm like pleasantly surprised in a good way about how we function with that because I think because you are laid back, right, with finances, and I mean, just laid back in general, but, and I'm the opposite, like, it works for us
Hmm.
in a way because it's like she doesn't, I'm gonna say she doesn't care, but she trusts me enough to know that I'm gonna handle what needs to be handled with the finances. And so we don't argue about how money is spent or whatever. And that's new for me because like I in the past, especially being combined with finances with somebody, it was always a battle from my experience when it came to finances, which it wasn't necessary for it to be like that, but I just really enjoy how it doesn't have to be like that with us. Like we talk about finances, I always keep you aware of like what needs to be paid and how much, but I am the person who's like I'm the data analyst by trade, so all I do is analyze with numbers. So I'm that way even with our finances. So I've already like it's January and I'm already planning for March finances and April finances and like I'm always, and so I just Katrina's just kind of like just tell me what needs to be done type person. Like I'm like, okay, we got to pay this amount this week towards the car. Like I'm the one telling her what needs to be paid and how much towards it, and she just is like, okay, she'll just execute if I need her to execute it. If it's something that I can do, I just execute it and just let her know what I did, and we just move on from it.
Yeah. And I guess back to being a little bit different experiences, because for me, I've always been the one like paying my bills. Like, so it's just like it was different. I think I told you, like, kind of, I would say handling that responsibility, but yeah, like, I guess trusting another person to take on that responsibility, because I would always be like, it'd be in my name or whatever. Like, I would have to handle it, whether it's by myself or with someone. Like, I was the main person. So in a way, it was kind of a relief where it's just like, okay, you handle it. Like, I trust you, like, kind of
Yeah,
handle it. And I guess that just shows also like within a partnership or whatever kind of dynamic, it's like what works best for the people that are involved. So
yeah, yeah. It's a blessing to be in a partnership with someone like you, considering my personality. I don't
mhm.
think it would be this smooth if I was dating someone who was also type A,
Right,
right?
right.
Because it would just be a lot more discussions. And sometimes when you increase the amount of discussions and deep discussions you're having with somebody, it can increase the different opinions and all that.
Hmm.
And so, okay, we're going to go on
Next
to
one.
the next question.
That's gonna have to be like one whole video in itself to answer
Yeah.
that question. Next question. What surprised us most about this relationship? Mhm. Like, well, to me, I feel like it's gonna piggyback off all the stuff we just talked about, the
Uh
finances
huh.
and all that, and just
I
like,
think that's what surprised me the most about it is, um, yeah, I guess like how go with the flow
hmm
you are and how that matches really well with me. But I think also like, through growth and experiences, believe it or not, I'm less on 10 than I used to be. And so I can be more receptive to like another person not being on go all the time. Does that make sense?
I guess so. I would say also it's the differences that we do have. Again, like you said, whether it's the type A, type B, or assertive or quiet, observant, or whatever. I feel like the differences that we do have, it does balance, and it does, yeah, I guess balance would be the best word. Like, it just
Yeah.
works for us.
What was the question?
What surprised us most about this relationship?
Oh, oh, no, no, that's not the thing that surprised me most
Okay.
about this relationship. Um, how do I say this so it's not
Oh, God, what are you gonna say?
okay? I
There
think what
you
surprised me most about this relationship is that I've always been a person that always had a very high drive, and I'll just say drive.
go. I knew you were gonna get there. Okay,
And
continue.
no, that's really what surprised me the most.
Okay, continue.
I never met anyone who had the same drive. And you get what I'm saying, or more drive. But I think what surprised me the most, and I don't know, I was talking to a friend about this the other day. I don't know if it's because she's a Scorpio, but that surprised me the most about this relationship. I never thought anyone who could like out drive
Drive
me.
you. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's what you just had to put that out there. Got
What
it.
I'm answering honestly? Are we not supposed to be real?
Right.
What
So that's
surprised
great.
you the most?
I already answered that.
Oh,
But
okay.
if I'm not even gonna go there, because I'm not even gonna, it's not gonna be appropriate. It's not gonna be viewer and, appropriate. So I'm not even gonna go there. Just skip that. That will
Okay.
be like off camera discussion right there.
Okay.
Um Who's most likely to eat the other's food? And I only put this in because someone did something just yesterday. So I thought this was appropriate question.
Yesterday?
Mm.
What, me opening up the Oreos?
Yes, that I
Oh,
was strong
girl.
with not opening for the past few days, and then she opened them. It's like I opened the
I
Oreos
didn't
and
even
ate the
know
cookie.
where first of all, I didn't even know Hope you had Oreos. Yeah, one thing about me, this girl love. Babe, I could. That goes to show you how much you really love Oreos because I eat her food all, or like she's such a sharing person. I think we have like a
Hmm.
clip of that too. Like even when we go out to eat or we go somewhere to eat. You know, sometimes people are like, it's normal to want to like taste your food first.
Right,
A lot of times people taste their food first and then they offer it.
right.
Katrina's the type of person like the food will come and she's like, "You want some?" I'm like, "Girl, you haven't even tasted it yet." Like, so she's always so like, "You can have some or you can have more, or whatever." And I'm that way too, you know. But I think it's like you're even more that way. So it's funny you bring up the Oreos because that goes to show you how much you don't play about your Oreos, girl. Because it's a whole pack of Oreos in there. I ate 4 Oreos last night.
Hmm.
And I told her this morning, I'm like, "Babe, I opened up those Oreos, ate some Oreos, and here she is breathing."
Right, and then that. Unfortunately, I had three, and that I was so strong. So I was keeping it. I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to open it, but it's going to be for a good reason. So when you said you opened it, I'm like,
Oh,
well,
I didn't know it was a special occasion.
well, it was like the Christmas. It was the Oreo. Like remember, went to get the Christmas one, so it was like discounted because I've been good with not eating Oreos for years. So I got it. Then I'm like, you know what? I'll treat myself whenever is appropriate to do so. I don't know how long it's going to take, but then someone beat me to it while I was sleeping that they opened some Oreos. But there's that.
I was late night snacking, up cooking,
Hmm.
because there's going to be a video about that with the Caribbean girl that I'm thankful her love language, the way that she shows love is every area that I need it
Mm.
I need you, like, that I want and need for you to show love. And also, the girl don't cook. She can cook. Sometimes she'll like, of course, like with like something with breakfast, but I'm the cook in the relationship. And I'm like, damn, what? I just hit up on a Caribbean girl. I'm over here thinking I'm finna be smacking down on food on the daily. And
You know what? We're in a new year. Who knows? Might be a miracle, might be surprises. So that's all I'm
hope
going to
you may
say.
wake
Hey,
up one
I
morning and
put a
love to
little bit
cook.
more effort into the breakfast this morning.
Oh yeah, I'm really
So,
excited to eat that. I didn't get the chance to because I was working out,
right.
but
And I think I didn't realize that, like I said before, which I know was not good or healthy. Where back to where like I was saying earlier with the auto pay of the payments. I think I was really realizing what I could do to probably like release the stress off of myself. So it's just like it wasn't helpful. I mean, it wasn't the best. Where it's just like when it came to food, I'd find easy, quick meals or like orders food or something like that. So like me having that culinary skills slacked off for a while over the years, and now it's like I'm slowly trying to get the momentum back. Where it's just like okay, I can do this, and I feel like at the same time it would be an emotional thing where emotional and I guess anxiety, whatever. It's like I'm not on um panic anxiety anymore. Like I'll be like, no, it's
yeah,
gonna take my time. Like I'm gonna take my time because if it's gonna be something rushed, I don't know if I really want to do it because I feel like I've done the rush thing for years, and now it's just like I've kind of just like like I said, more of a soft era. Like I'll just take my time. Like I very much believe that whole energy and all that stuff is real. So I'm like, why am I gonna rush it? I'm like, gonna take my time. When it happens, it happens. So even when I was in the kitchen, like I was just like this morning, like I said, I was having more like just doing stuff more. I was just yeah, like more breakfast items. I was just like, okay, taking my time. Like I actually wanted to do that versus me rushing and just trying to eat something because I'm hungry and then have to go to the next task or whatever. So
right. And that's
I don't
me
know.
because it's like I feel like life is always busy and stuff, and that makes sense. And I think that it does piggyback on like personalities and like type A, type B, and just all of that because I feel like I don't like to cook. Katrina doesn't like to cook either, but we both can cook, right? We can cook, and the food tastes good, but we don't enjoy cooking. Like there are so many people out here who love being in the kitchen, hate it.
That and I think the cleanup and all that, and especially just
Right?
the two of us. So I mean, those that
Yeah.
do just one or whatever, like hats off to you, whatever. But it also just highlights how more the merrier, how it does make it so much easier. If
Yeah,
it's
I actually think that like when we have kids, you're gonna cook naturally, like want to cook more. I think also like in reference to cooking, it comes into like I don't want to say the control, but like Katrina is that person like before we met and you were by yourself, like you didn't really cook by yourself, right? You would just eat out or do
yeah, have
whatever
like the
for dinner,
meals or some like yeah, just
right? And I'm way too type, I guess type A for that because for me, even as a single person, I never could afford comfortably, really, in my eyes, because of all the things I always like to do with travel and stuff like that. It wasn't in my budget. I can't bring myself to spend money to eat out. I just can't do it. So I feel like the reason on why I am so serious about cooking and us having meals is because the food, number one, ain't that good. I mean, I'm sure if we lived in a
yeah, it
country
wasn't.
where food was good, eating out all the time, and it was easily, more affordable, like if we lived in Colombia or something, or like,
Yeah, and that was sorry, but yeah, like were you saying something else before I got on that?
oh no, go ahead, baby.
No, back to like the food, and I think that was the other thing too, which yeah, I probably could have cooked more for myself. Like I said, at the end of work and just mentally being exhausting, and me then making sure that I don't know, I guess would like take care of myself, like where it was just like, no, like I don't want to keep being on go. Like I've been on go from the time I woke up until the time I got home or whatever. So I'm like, I would give myself grace or breaks where it's just like, you know what, just something simple and I can just like wind down or whatever versus me just constantly doing something. So I think I was like, and that was like I said, one of the things where I had to be like, you know what, when it came to food, it was probably just like the simple stuff. Now I am wanting to be like putting more of an effort in making things because like you said I think that was the other thing too like I was eating foods but it wasn't even like it wasn't freaking great I was just eating just to eat I guess you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean.
no, I totally get that. So, yeah, okay, I think we're gonna end this video. This is, I guess a part two from our last couples questions video. I think we did this might be part three because this is the third one. So we're gonna stop this one in the video here, and then we're gonna record some more questions and post that at a later time. So thanks for joining us for these questions, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.